Hey everyone, Jason here. If you're watching this video, then you probably know who I am. But in case if you don't know who I am, I'm Jason Roach, and I have a YouTube channel called Full Metal Gamer, and I also have a heavy metal band called Howl. A little bit more background and who I am. Um, I dipped my toes into music journalism at one point when I was a contributing editor to the Indie Metal Vault and the Doom charts. I've had several podcasts over the years, Darkest Dungeon, and just multiple stuff like that. So, um, I had an announcement the other day on my Facebook page that I was going to be doing a series of announcements of my goals and plans for next year. Um, so there's the two that go hand in hand. You have Ice Howl, then you have Full Metal Gamer, and then you have one that comes in the middle, and that one will be my third video, and we'll talk about that. That'll be the last video I put out, but I'm going to do 3 videos. This will be the first one. This is my Ice Howl plans of 2023. So let's talk about that. So, long story short, the big announcement of this video is that I want to put the next Ice Howl record, Ice Howl 4, on a vinyl LP. That is my goal. That is what I want. And I am looking into every avenue possible to make this happen. So a little bit of background. And I said, I don't want this to come off negative, or I don't want this to think like I'm taking shots at people, because I'm not. I really am not. I just want to throw this out there just so all of you know the struggle I've had with this particular topic over the last 7 years. So back when I released my first initial debut record, Crack the Earth, I was talking to someone about a vinyl record and possibly putting it out back then, putting the first album out, which in all honesty, that's, if I were to, if I'm being honest with all of you, that would be the album everyone would want on vinyl. So, I mean, here was the album cover for that, if you all remember that. So there has been demand for vinyl for Ice Howl for a while now. People tell me, when you put it out on wax, when you put it out on vinyl LP. And my thought was, well, if a label ever decides to work with me, then we'll do that. and I'm going to be honest, everyone. I've reached out to record labels. I've tried. No one wants to work with me. And like I said before, this is not a dig or a shot at anyone, but I've had a few discussions with several people about doing some sort of record deal in the past. It just never pans out. And that's okay. That's fine. But I'm just saying, after a while, when you keep getting no, and after a while, it does start to kind of disappoint you a little bit. But like I said, that it is what it is. So, but here we are talking about how we are going to try to get vinyl out for the next Ice Howl record. So, and I also want to throw out too that on my last record, Darkness from Beyond, which is Ice Howl 3, I did get it out on cassette tape. Here are the cassettes for it. To be honest, I don't know how they did, but cassettes are funny, everyone, because cassettes, people say they want them, but then when you put them out, you announce them, then no one really wants them. I've had CDs out for Darkness from Beyond, and I've sold quite a few CDs. No problem at all selling CDs. I've sold pretty much half of my stock with CDs for this new record, and I've also sold quite a few digital copies as well. Actually, this Darkness from Beyond is probably the most successful release I've had to date for Ice Howl. And that's also another thing I want to throw out there too, is Ice Howl does pretty well for me being a solo person. It actually does pretty decent, I feel. for me doing what I do solo, I get quite a bit. I mean, when I released Darkness from Beyond, I got quite a bit of attention from it. At least my sales on Bandcamp show up. My Bandcamp followers, they came through for it. They love full length albums, and that's why I think that a vinyl record of the next album will do well. So, my plans. What am I going to do to make this happen? So there's several different things I could do. There is straight up, I could just put a pre-order out for it. I could put it on a website and be like, hey, um, when I receive enough pre-orders, I will order it and get it sent out to you. I'm going to tell you, everyone, I will put a disclaimer on there. This could take over a year. If you decide to jump in on this now, it might take a while. So there will be that. Or another option could be I use a site like GoFundMe. I could do a campaign on there. I don't really want to do Kickstarter or anything like that because there's just with Kickstarter there's always you have so many days you have to make the project happen. If not, then there's refunds and stuff involved. And it's not as user friendly as GoFundMe. GoFundMe, if the project doesn't pan out, you don't ever get it, then the people who put the money just get automatically refunded. At least that's how I understand how that works. So then I believe Bandcamp has their own vinyl pressing deal where you set up a campaign, I believe, and then you can buy through there, which, if we're being honest, that might be the way I'd have to do it because my engagement that I have through Bandcamp. Or there's a company called Digger's Factory that specifically that you can make a vinyl campaign through their company, and then you can once the project is funded, then the album will then release without no money down. So that's pretty cool. But to be honest, everyone, I think I kind of just want to just put a pre-order out and then see if any of you will bite onto it. So this brings me to the other point that I want to talk about, the caveat to a vinyl release. So most, bigger companies, you got your bigger record labels and stuff like that. You can buy a record between $20 to $30, right? So you can get better prices. This is me doing this solo, everyone. So you're going to pay a premium if you want a record through me. So the way I figured is I'd have to sell these records at $30. And that is not including shipping. And that is the part that's going to suck for a lot of you. Is because with the way shipping prices are going, especially international, I mean, some of you might be paying $20 to $30 just for shipping. And that is out of my control, everyone. And this is what I'm about to say is not to the people who understand. This is for the people who do not understand how shipping works. Unless you have an actual distributor, shipping is a nightmare. It is. It's 100%. It's a nightmare. Especially if you're shipping to places where they're not really accepting stuff. I recently had a person buy something from Iceland, and they have to pay an extra shipping charge just to receive an item in some cases, and that's on top of a shipping charge they already paid for. And so this could make stuff extremely expensive for some people, especially overseas. So I'm going to put this out there up front for all of you. If you are going to purchase one of these vinyl records whenever I get this going, I'm sorry, but the prices are going to be really high, and I can't do anything about that. So how am I going to prove that to you that I'm not just taking your money? So the company that I want to use is a reputable company that I've used in the past, and they are awesome, and their quality is extremely good, and I can get 100 pressed for basically $2,000. So if I did the math right, in order to break even, I would have to sell 60 to 65 records at $30 a piece just to break even. That's not making money, everyone. That's just to break even. So now, but you're like, well, you still have 40 records you can make money off of. Okay, but you have to think, I have personal copies that I'm going to keep for myself and send to Sean down in Kentucky. And then I have to keep at least 15 or 20 records behind in case someone's order gets damaged shipping overseas or if someone's item gets lost. You never know. This stuff happens. I have to have an inventory left behind in case something like that happens. So some of the stuff could just sit around for a while until I decide that, hey, at this point, I can get away with, selling them, selling them outright. So the only other way that you'll get this cheaper is if you actually find me in person. So this will be people that are local to me that would probably get a cheaper deal. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. So anyway, summarize all this up. I want to do a vinyl record of the next Ice Howl record. They will more than likely cost $30. With not having a distributor, shipping's going to be expensive and it's going to suck. I'm sorry, but that's how it's going to have to be. If you want it bad enough, then you're going to have to pay for it. And I hate that because I want it to be as cheap to all of you as possible because that's how I sell more records. Believe me, it's not a smart idea to charge more and expect people to pay to get, just to keep coming to you. So these are going to be the people buying the record are going to be the ones who really, really, really want it. And then there's, like I said, there's another detail that's coming in a later video that ties everything in that I will discuss in that video. And the last thing, so what will this new Ice Howl record sound like? So you kind of want an idea of what it's going to sound like because every Ice Howl record is different if you don't know that about my music. First album was very stoner metal, stoner rock riff based. The second one was kind of along the same cut, a little bit more heaviness, tense here and there. The third one, I threw more traditional heavy metal stuff in there along with some elements of power metal and melodic death metal. The new album, there is a renaissance of traditional heavy metal right now, everyone. So Ice Howl has always been kind of rooted in that anyway. So we're going to go with more of a traditional heavy metal feel with tints of epic power metal here and there and tints of light thrash. So if that interests you, that's what the new album's going to more likely be like. I have a session right here behind me right now that something I'm working on, and believe me, it's turning out awesome. My production has ramped up, so it sounds better than before. So it's going to be really good stuff if you guys decide to jump in on this. Anyway, about 14 minutes in here, so I need to wrap this up. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you think. Do you want a Ice Howl LP in the future? Let me know down in the comments. Comment on Facebook or any place where it's shared. Let me know because I really want to have an idea of who the 60 or 65 people are going to be. So, thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.